he voted in favor for the American Energy Solutions for lower costs, and he made a lot more American jobs for people. And so he's, I guess, could be considered one of the better congressmen than.
And all this is going on in Congress, right as we speak. So, and if we decide to change that, what's going to happen to these good reps and senators that we have here? What's going to happen to them? I don't know. What will happen to them if they change? How much time do we have left?
You have 50 seconds.
Dang it! 50 seconds?
Yeah,
that was
go.
only 2 minutes?
Go.
Oh, man. I don't know.
And
Okay, next group.
Yeah.
So who are my next speakers? Lainey and Tony? And go.
Congress needs to be reformed mainly because of its inability to make progress. Political parties use too many tactics to delay the progress and try to benefit themselves instead of the good of the people. One of these tactics, adjournment sindai, is a term used to describe when Congress sets no date for reconvening so they don't have to meet till the next session. They usually do this intentionally so they can put off a topic they don't support or they want to acknowledge. This delays our progress as a nation and just puts things off that can help the people, which is what Congress is supposed to be for, to make laws for the people. Immigration, topics such as immigration and healthcare reform have kind of been put off and taken a long time due to Congress's basically using this tactic. A lot of them are Republicans and they don't support many ideas that Obama supports, so they're trying to put it off, basically serve themselves and serve their own ideas. This is just a never-ending process of delaying law that can help the people. They're just trying to fulfill their own agenda rather than the agenda of the American people, and it's their duty to do their job and do what's best for what the people want.
I would like to clarify that we don't think that all congressmen are bad. We think that there should be limitations, like on their consecutive terms and term lengths and stuff like that, because if there are people who are using their power to advance their own needs, then if they have consecutive terms and like no limit on how long they can be in office, they have more time to benefit themselves and not necessarily the American people, which we don't think all of them do, but there does need to be limitations. Also, voters don't get to nominate their congressmen. They get to vote them in, but if we don't like our options, we still have to vote for the ones that other people have nominated. So,
How much time do I have?
You have 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
You want it?
We always want it.
You got,
Yeah.
it's down to 20.
We'll take it. Okay.
All right, now you really have a 1 minute timeout.
Bring it in. Bring it in.
Okay.
You are preparing for your last 1 minute summary. I know you have a last shot after that.
our summary. So this is our summary. So we
This
have
is
to
your
summarize
summary.
what it is.
Wait, is this between them or Brandon?
I thought it was
No, this is a 1 minute summary, one speaker from each team. This is, it's supposed to be one of the first speakers.
We can't change Congress because they help us. If we want to change the way Congress is run, let's make a law. Let's sign petitions to change that. Humans disagree. It's a natural thing. And for people that are benefiting from each other, we can always go to those people. There are solutions that we have in our place in our government today that we can take to change Congress. That's pretty much the summary. So our arguments is that we should, it's worked for so long. So we can't, there must be. It's worked for so long. Wait,
All right, I need my first speaker from Team A, please.
Oh, that's not me. That's not.
So wait, this is just a summary?
You have a 1 minute summary.
Oh, you have to summarize.
Then you'll have your grand crossfire. You'll have a chance to
Eat it.
regroup to see what happened in that, and you'll have a last shot. Okay? Go.
Okay, like I said in the beginning, change is inevitable. And we are a country of change, and that's how we got here, right? It's a part of life. And we need to acknowledge our problems and mistakes in order to be better, become better for the American people and the country. One of my first arguments is like, we need to cut the term limits so people can vote in new people with the diversity. Like in our textbooks, we've noticed how although women and like African Americans are slowly coming into Congress, it's still majority old white men, right? Who have been there for a long time. We need to inspire new people to come with new ideas and new philosophies on how to run the country in order to become better. We need to acknowledge that there have been congressmen that make decisions and votes to benefit themselves and their. Oh!
Wow, 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Emily,
Next
you got
time, you
this,
guys
Emily.
need to practice your timing.
She's Team B speaker one.
Because you have
Yeah. It's you,
your
Kaylee.
your speakers in the beginning have more time than they are using, and your speakers here, a minute goes fast. Okay, I need the second speaker. Team B. All right, go ahead. You are eating into your time as of
Go, Emily.
Now.
Just start talking.
Alright, okay. So you mentioned that a lot of people in Congress right now are old white people, whereas in the last debate you said that all these very sophisticated people who know what they're doing are really good about figuring out what's for the best of the people. So why should we bring in newer people into Congress with newer philosophies when what is going on right now is, I don't know what to say.
Really? It's a summary.
It's a summary, Emily. Summarize your main
summarize what
point.
we've been talking about.
Emily, come on!
I feel bad for not being
Hey, quick! I need 3 speakers from Team B and 3 speakers from Team A for your grand
Make
crossfire.
her cry.
So, Andrea, Ralph, Kaylee. Your turn.
You have 1 speaker who may sit out on each team.
Let's go into
And you have 3 minutes altogether, and we will flip. This time we'll have somebody from the other team call it.
Call it. Us?
Yeah.
No.
And it's tails.
Oh!
It's always
I have a tails flipping problem.
Let them talk. We go now.
I'm down.
You have 3 minutes and go.
Okay, so you guys talk about how Congress is such a good thing with being able to decide everything, but yet in the past 20 to 40 years, we've had 7 different government shutdowns, which cost a lot of people a lot of jobs. Like in December 16 of 95, the government shut down for 21 days, which cost millions of people jobs because they lost out on pay. The government couldn't decide on a federal budget to help provide for the American people, but yet you guys are telling us that the Congress is able to decide on everything and to be able to help the American people without a change in Congress.
The question is, how do we make it better and improve the mistakes like government shutdowns? How do we do that? We do that by reform, not by ignoring the problems and moving on.
Let me answer that question. Sorry, good.
Yeah, there's just vote out.
So the voting starts, with us, right? We're all gonna be 18 soon, we're all gonna be able to vote. So we vote for people that are going to nominate these congressmen, all right? So we need to learn, like, who are we gonna vote for that's going to nominate? What are their values? So in order to doing that, we have basically a say in who we vote there. But Congress has been the same for more than 100 years. So
And it's about time it's changed.
Yeah,
Because there's a reason why it hasn't.
there's a reason why it hasn't changed. Why hasn't it changed in 150
Because the same
years?
people in power are keeping it the same. There's the same people continuously getting their terms, and they're like, well, I like it this way because I can benefit myself, like I like this way, so I'm just gonna keep it. You know, and it doesn't leave us, like the citizens, enough room to like, well, I don't like that person, let's get someone new, because people who like are like loyal to those people keep on nominating them.
You guys talk about one congressman who represents the sovereignty of Native Americans. You can't have one congressman represent a Congress as a whole. Just like you said, we can't have Jack Abramoff represent bad lobbyists. You can't have one good congressman represent Congress as a whole.
Have not really told us reasons why we should not have reform. Like, yes, you've said there's things that we could do instead of reform, but why wouldn't we reform? Enlighten me.
Can I say something now? Okay, thank you. Well then, we change terms, we have every 2 years, Congress has to vote again. So those votes come from the people who are nominating the congressman.
Exactly, they
So
nominate
it's
the
not
same
only
people.
when
Blame the
that
Congress,
happens, we
blame
can
the
change.
voters.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but they nominate the same people every time.
Then
Steve-
why is that?
how
If
long
they're
has
doing- they
Steve
must be doing
Pierce-
something right if
How
they're
long has
voting
Steve
them back
Pierce
in.
been in Congress?
He ended like 8 years ago.
Okay, you have 1 minute timeout, and then each of you gets to send one speaker for a last shot. No, you need to stay for 2 more minutes. No, you don't need to go. You have to finish this. You're in the middle of something. So you have 2 minutes. Wait.
We need different points. Wait, what? The sun, we were saying it hasn't been here for this long. I can't hear you for now. I'm trying not to let them hear. Humans disagreeing, it's gonna happen. The government shutdown, it's gonna happen because we need, no matter what. Yeah, we need to think about it. How are we going to keep going with this if we don't have this? If we don't have this system established, what do they want to do? Who's gonna be the one that goes out? Me. They say you gotta be ruthless, don't let them talk. That's what I did last time.
Yeah, you did.
Especially when they are passing something that is going to affect the entire nation.
All right, I need one speaker from each side.
Go on, Drea.
Dang it, Buddy Soul!
Why is it always Muddy Soul? Why
All
don't
right,
you guys
ready?
choose somebody new?
Oh, call it. Muddy.
Heads.
Oh, it is.
Oh!
Okay, here we go. Ready and go.
Okay, so you say Congress hasn't changed in over like 150 years, so why should we change?